Hi, my name is Jamie Sokomel, and I'm here today to talk to you about why I believe college athletes should be paid to play. Now, originally when I was doing this research, I didn't believe that college athletes should be paid because I felt that their scholarship was payment enough. However, I actually persuaded myself in the opposite direction, and here's a few reasons why. The revenues that colleges make based on college athletes being able to play are four different categories. First category is going to be your TV broadcasting rights. So colleges get paid to be able to broadcast their games on specific local channels or national channels. The second category is your game attendance or your ticket sales. So colleges make money based off of their ticket sales for each game. Another revenue generator is from the alumni contributions. So anytime alumni contributes back to the organization, especially those that make it into the professional levels, they always give back to their colleges for a revenue income. And then the final category is the limited compensation to stage the actual games. So they control the cost that is entailed with college games to be played at specific colleges. Those are the four main categories of the revenue generation. Example of this when it comes to the TV revenues is going to be one that CBS had paid the NCAA $800 million in order to broadcast the NCAA basketball tournament. The NCAA basketball tournament lasts 3 weeks, so it's a very short period of time for that kind of money. And to kind of put it in light, back in 1984, the actual cost of the NCAA tournament, the 3-week tournament, was only $12 million. So the inflation over the years has grown substantially. Let's talk a little bit about the scholarship awards, which is where I originally thought college athletes should be okay because they're getting paid their scholarship. The three main categories in their scholarship that is included is going to be the room and board, the tuition and fees, as well as their books. But now let's take, for instance, someone like Nigel Hayes. Nigel Hayes is a basketball player for UW-Madison, and his scholarship award is going to be roughly $160,000. That seems like a lot of money, but in all reality, that's only covering those three categories. So it's really difficult to say that they shouldn't be paid because they really don't have any time for another job when they're going to school full-time and playing their college sport. And basketball seems to be a sport that lasts 4 to 6 months out of the year. Some of the benefits for successful athletics and the reason why schools really contribute more money into programs that aren't as successful is because a lot of times they'll see an increase in applications after a championship. So for instance, North Carolina won the NCAA men's basketball championship, and they saw an increase in applications rise after that. People want to go to schools where their college sports are successful. It also generates increase in taxpayer funding for Division I schools. So there's about an 8% increase in taxpayer funding for schools that are more successful in their college sports. Again, going back to the alumni, another reason is the alumni, financial successful alumni will definitely contribute back into those programs. So when it comes to the amount of money that colleges make based on college sports, you're looking at Division I schools making anywhere between $40 to $80 million in profits, and that's even after their expenses. What happens is that the student athletes have restrictions in order to play. So they're not allowed to make any more money than what their scholarship allows them to have. For instance, if you want to go into the NBA, you actually have to have 1 year of college and you have to be 19 years old in order to qualify to go to the NBA. In the NFL, you actually have to have 3 years of college behind you before you can be eligible to draft out as an NFL player. So when you look at the amount of money, let's just say Nigel Hayes is receiving, again, that UW basketball player, $160,000 for a 4-year scholarship, that seems like a lot of money again. However, if he was a draft-worthy basketball player and ready to go to the NBA, his draft worth could potentially be $1.4 million or more. And if he was an NFL football player, his draft worth could be $495,000. So we're putting some restrictions on these college athletes in order to make money. We're basically saying to them that they can't make money until they're eligible and for the draft. So when we do that and we limit them, what happens is that there becomes scandals. An example of one of the scandals is Reggie Bush, who is a infamous football player. He actually played for the USC, and what happened is that his family was given some monetary donations from, not donations, but they were given money towards rent. They were given money towards limos, airfare, and things like that, which is not legal according to the NCAA, because then it doesn't become an amateur sport anymore. What happened is USC sanctioned the 2004 national title away from the football team. And Reggie Bush also won the Heisman Trophy, but had to relinquish his Heisman Trophy due to the fact that these sports agents were actually contributing to his family. Ways that colleges make money is from replica jerseys, so the student-athlete jerseys, their numbers, student-athlete photos, and student-athlete video games. So there's another revenue stream that colleges make money that the actual college athletes are not allowed to get compensated for it at any shape or form. When you look at that and you look at the amount of hours, which is roughly 43 hours per week a college athlete actually puts in for their sport in addition to their school, it's another full-time job, and yet they're not being paid to play. So in conclusion, when you purchase a ticket to go to a sporting event, when you buy a licensed jersey or any licensed clothing for the NCAA, or when you watch a game on TV, just remember that none of that would be possible without the student athlete. Thank you.